Daily Devotion with Pastor Balla for August 14th, 2020 from 2 Samuel chapter 20. Doing the right thing. What is the right thing? Sometimes it's difficult to determine. You may remember Joab killing Absalom instead of bringing him in. Joab thought he was doing the right thing. My guess, he probably was. Absalom was a bit dangerous. But David is the king, so there would be consequences, and those would be finalized later. But initially, Joab was demoted, so to speak, as commander to a third of the army. Chapter 20, however, begins with an insurrection. Verse 1, Now there happened to be a worthless man whose name was Sheba, son of Berchi, a Benjaminite. And he blew the trumpet and said, We have no portion in David. We have no inheritance in the son of Jesse. Every man to his tents, O Israel. So all the men of Israel withdrew from David and followed Sheba, the son of Berchi. But the men of Judah followed their king steadfastly from the Jordan to Jerusalem. In the midst of this insurrection, there's one break in the narrative for one verse. Verse 3. And David came to his house at Jerusalem, and the king took the 10 concubines whom he had left to care for the house, and put them in a house under guard, and provided for them. But he did not go into them. So they were shut up until the day of their death, living as if in widowhood. What would you do with the 10 concubines whom Absalom defiled? The right thing would be to take care of them instead of tossing them out on the streets, so to speak. And that's what David did. He continued to provide for them. Now let's return to the insurrection. Verse 4, Then the king said to Amasa, Call the men of Judah to me within 3 days, and be here yourself. So Amasa went to summon Judah, but he delayed beyond the time that had been appointed to him. Amasa replaced Joab as commander of the army. But notice that Amazon delayed at a critical time. Did Amazon do the right thing? No. David had to resort to plan B and sending different troops to pursue. Joab actually caught up with Amazon and killed him. Did Joab do the right thing? Amazon didn't obey David, and it could have cost the kingdom, so to speak, because Sheba got to an important city. And now what do you do with that city? The troops followed Joab, and now he's back in command of all the armies. Joab and the troops were outside the city where Sheba was, but was it worth destroying the city for the sake of one person? Verse 16. Then a wise woman called from the city, Listen, listen, tell Joab, come here, that I may speak to you. The woman asked for Joab and asked him why he was planning on destroying the city. Joab replied that he really wasn't planning on destroying the city, but he came for one person. The implication, he could destroy the city for that one person. But the wise woman said, what would happen if she handed Sheba over? Literally, his head shall be thrown to you over the wall. That happened. Notice throughout this ordeal, they did not want to open the city gates to Joab. Joab's reputation definitely preceded him as a harsh man willing to kill. He had a lot of blood on his hands. So they talked to him over the wall. They killed Sheba, and the woman actually threw the head of Sheba over the wall. Joab got it. The city didn't need to be destroyed, and Joab returned with the head. Did they do the right thing? The city was spared. Task accomplished. Join me again tomorrow as we hear about atonement. God's peace and many blessings be with you. Thank you for watching, and please take an opportunity to share this video with others. If you have enjoyed these daily devotions, please consider making a donation to Peace Lutheran Church, 24024 West Main Street, Plainfield, Illinois, 60544. Thank you again for watching.